When life gets overwhelming, it's easy to get lost in the noise around you. Every day you're surrounded by opinions, distractions, and expectations that can easily derail your focus. Yet the most profound thing you can do in such moments is to turn inward. Focus on yourself. Stay silent. Self-reflection is not a luxury, it's a necessity. Before you take any action, before you react to external circumstances, take a step back. Spend time understanding your own thoughts, desires, and emotions. Ask yourself, what do I truly want? What are my priorities? In a world filled with constant chatter, silence is where true clarity is born. Silence isn't just the absence of sound, it's the presence of insight. It's in the stillness that you hear the whispers of your purpose, your potential, and your path forward. The noise outside can cloud your vision, but silence sharpens your focus. True strength does not come from what others think of you. It doesn't come from the validation of the crowd, it comes from within. When you focus on your own growth, when you work on developing your mind, body, and spirit, you build an internal fortress of resilience. Self-respect becomes the foundation of everything you do, and that respect can never be shaken by outside forces. Patience is another virtue that silence brings. It's easy to rush, to act impulsively, to chase after what others have. But when you stay silent, you give yourself the space to develop patience, the quiet force that builds character. With patience, you realize that everything you want is a journey, not a destination. Your journey is yours alone. No one else can walk your path for you. The more you focus on your own growth, the clearer your purpose becomes. And the people around you may have their own agendas, but their paths are not your own. By staying focused on your own personal development, you get closer to discovering the vision and purpose that truly drive you. And here's the truth. It's not enough to just think about what you want. Focus is action. It's deliberate, purposeful action that aligns with your inner purpose. Every step you take should be in alignment with the vision you've developed in your quiet moments. When you focus on yourself, your actions will have meaning and your vision will become reality. So stay silent. Focus on your own growth, allow the noise of the world to fade into the background. Your purpose is waiting for you to discover it, and it will be clearer than ever when you choose to focus on what truly matters, you. In a world that is constantly moving, it's easy to get swept up in the rush of external expectations and societal pressures. But true growth, clarity, and success all begin with one simple yet profound practice: self-reflection. Before you act, before you make decisions or take on challenges, take the time to reflect on your own thoughts, emotions, and desires. This act of looking inward is the key to understanding not only who you are, but also who you are meant to be. Self-reflection is the act of taking a step back from the world around you and looking within. It's the opportunity to ask yourself, what do I want? Why do I feel the way I do? What do I value most? When we reflect on these questions, we gain a deeper understanding of our motivations, our fears, and our strengths. We see clearly what drives us and what holds us back. Without this introspection, we are like a ship drifting without a rudder, pushed by every wave of circumstance. But reflection is more than just a pause or a moment of stillness. It's an intentional practice. It's about carving out time in your day to be fully present with yourself. This can take many forms: journaling your thoughts, sitting in quiet contemplation, or simply being mindful of your emotions in the midst of your daily activities. The goal is not to dwell on past mistakes or to indulge in self-criticism, but rather to acknowledge your feelings and experiences with compassion and understanding. Through this lens, you can begin to process and make sense of your inner world. By taking the time to reflect, you start to unravel the layers of conditioning and influences that have shaped your life. We often live according to external expectations, what others think we should do, how we should act, what success looks like. But when we look inward, we begin to distinguish our true desires from those imposed upon us. We can ask ourselves, am I following my own path or am I living someone else's dream? This simple act of questioning creates space for authenticity. Self-reflection also allows us to confront the hard truths about ourselves. It's easy to avoid the uncomfortable parts of our personality or our experiences, but ignoring them doesn't make them go away. In fact, it only makes them more powerful in the background of our lives. By reflecting honestly, we can face these aspects head-on, understand their origins, and ultimately heal from them. This process isn't always easy, but it's essential for growth. It's how we transform our weaknesses into strengths. Self-reflection fosters emotional intelligence. It teaches us to become aware of our emotions in real time, recognizing when we're feeling anxious, angry, or joyful, and understanding why we feel that way. Emotional awareness is the first step in managing our responses and making decisions that align with our deeper values. When we reflect on our feelings, we gain the power to respond rather than react. This allows us to approach life with a sense of calm and control, regardless of external circumstances. Perhaps one of the greatest benefits of self-reflection is the clarity it brings. In the busyness of everyday life, it's easy to lose sight of what truly matters to us. Reflection helps us realign with our deepest desires, ensuring that our actions are in harmony with our long-term goals and values. When you take the time to reflect, you stop reacting to life's distractions and start acting with intention. In the end, self-reflection is not just about thinking deeply for the sake of thinking. It's about gaining the insight needed to create meaningful change in our lives. It's a practice that helps us become better versions of ourselves, empowering us to make choices that are aligned with our true selves. It's a way of cutting through the noise and distractions of the world so we can hear the quiet, guiding voice within us. So take the time to reflect, be patient with yourself, and allow the answers to unfold. The more you do it, the clearer your purpose will become, and the more confident you will feel in your journey forward. When you know who you are and what truly matters to you, everything else will fall into place. In today's fast-paced, always connected world, it's hard to escape the constant noise that surrounds us. Whether it's the buzz of social media notifications, the chatter of endless conversations, or the overwhelming demands of work and life, we're often drowned out by the noise of external influences. But amid this chaos, silence is not a luxury, it's a necessity. Silence is the tool that allows clarity to emerge. It's in the quiet moments that our minds can find peace, our thoughts can settle, and our true desires can rise to the surface. Silence, in its purest form, is not just the absence of sound, it's a state of stillness that allows us to listen to our inner voice. When the noise of the world is turned off, we begin to hear ourselves more clearly. We gain the space to understand our own thoughts, emotions, and intentions without the interference of others' opinions or distractions. This stillness provides the fertile ground for deep reflection, helping us sort through our feelings and decisions with clarity and purpose. The mind is like a cluttered room, filled with thoughts, worries, and distractions. The more noise there is, the more difficult it becomes to navigate through the clutter. But when we allow ourselves moments of silence, we start to clear away the mental fog. It's in these quiet moments that we can reflect on our goals, assess our priorities, and gain insights into our deeper truths. Silence doesn't just help us think, it helps us think clearly. Clarity doesn't emerge from constantly striving or pushing ourselves to act. In fact, the more we are immersed in the hustle and bustle, the more scattered we become. When we take time to embrace silence, we allow our minds to rest, to reset, and to focus on what truly matters. It's when we disconnect from the noise of daily life that we can reconnect with ourselves and find the answers we've been searching for. The practice of silence can be transformative. When we sit in silence, we often find that the answers to our questions are already within us. The noise of everyday life clouds our judgment, and it's only in the stillness that we can hear our intuition, our wisdom, and our inner truth. Silence gives us the space to make decisions from a place of inner knowing, not from a place of anxiety or external pressure. It allows us to tap into our innate clarity, to trust ourselves, and to make choices that are aligned with our authentic values and desires. Furthermore, silence teaches us the power of presence. In a world full of distractions, it's easy to get lost in our thoughts about the past or future. But silence grounds us in the present moment. It encourages mindfulness, helping us fully experience life as it unfolds. This mindfulness helps us to better understand our reactions, to be more conscious of our actions, and to make intentional decisions rather than impulsive ones. It's through silence that we learn to truly be rather than just do. In addition to providing personal clarity, silence also cultivates deeper connections with others. In our interactions, we often feel the need to fill every moment with words, but true understanding doesn't come from talking. It comes from listening. Silence allows us to listen deeply, not just to the words being spoken, but to the underlying emotions and intentions. It is in the quiet spaces between words that true communication happens. When we practice silence, we open ourselves up to a richer, more meaningful connection with the people around us. Silence is a powerful tool for navigating life. It is in the quiet moments that we discover our purpose, align with our values, and gain the clarity to move forward. In a world of constant noise, silence becomes an oasis, a place where we can reconnect with our authentic selves and make decisions that are rooted in truth. So next time you feel overwhelmed or uncertain, take a step back. Embrace the silence. Allow your mind to quiet and your heart to be heard. It is through silence that clarity will emerge, and in that clarity you will find your true path forward. In a world that constantly seeks external validation, it can be tempting to measure our worth by the approval of others. We live in a culture where success is often equated with how others perceive us. The number of likes on a post, the compliments we receive, the admiration we get for our achievement. While external recognition can feel rewarding in the moment, it is fleeting, and it doesn't provide the foundation for long-lasting strength. True strength, the kind that endures and empowers, comes from within. The most powerful form of growth is internal growth. Focusing on your own development, your mental resilience, emotional maturity, and spiritual well-being is what builds a foundation that cannot be shaken by the opinions of others. When you prioritize your own growth, you begin to nurture qualities that are truly transformative: patience, perseverance, and self-awareness. These traits are not dependent on the validation of others. They are born out of your commitment to becoming the best version of yourself. External validation can often be like a sugar rush. It feels good for a moment, but it fades quickly. It's driven by the approval of others, and as soon as that approval fades or is no longer forthcoming, it leaves you feeling empty. Relying on others for validation can trap you in a cycle of seeking constant reassurance, and in doing so, you lose sight of your own sense of self-worth. True strength, on the other hand, is anchored in your own values, your own beliefs, and your own sense of purpose. It doesn't rely on anyone else to define who you are or what you're capable of. When you cultivate self-respect, you begin to operate from a place of inner confidence. Self-respect is the understanding that you are worthy of love, success, and fulfillment, regardless of external circumstances or others' opinions. It is the inner conviction that you are enough, just as you are. This internal strength allows you to make decisions with integrity, to stand firm in the face of challenges, and to pursue your goals with unwavering determination. Self-respect doesn't come from recognition or praise. It comes from a deep understanding that you have inherent value and that your growth is driven by your own desire to evolve. This inner strength also enables you to deal with adversity more effectively. Life will inevitably throw challenges your way, disappointments, setbacks, and failures. But the difference between those who crumble and those who rise again is the source of their strength. When your strength comes from within, you are not dependent on external circumstances to define your success. Instead, you can maintain your poise, learn from your experiences, and grow stronger from every difficulty you face. Internal strength helps you to see challenges as opportunities for growth, not as signs of failure. Focusing on your own growth is a deeply empowering process. It shifts the focus from comparing yourself to others to celebrating your unique journey. You stop measuring your success against someone else's timeline or achievements. Your growth becomes personal and meaningful because it's defined by what matters to you, not by external expectations. The more you invest in your own development, the more you realize that the only competition that matters is the one with your past self. And in that competition, you are always growing, always evolving, always becoming. True strength is rooted in self-love. It's the quiet confidence that arises from knowing who you are and what you're capable of, without needing anyone else to tell you. It's about finding peace with yourself, accepting your flaws, and embracing your potential. It's about setting your own standards and living by them, no matter who is watching or what others think. So take the time to focus on your growth. Build the inner strength that will carry you through the toughest of times. Because when you are grounded in self-respect, your strength will not only endure, it will thrive, independent of the noise around you. And as you cultivate that inner power, you'll find that your external achievements are merely reflections of the unshakable foundation you've built within. True strength, after all, comes from within. And it is this inner strength that will propel you toward a life of lasting fulfillment and success. In a world where instant gratification is the norm, patience has become a rare and often undervalued virtue. We live in an age where we want things fast. Fast food, fast communication, and even fast success. The rise of technology has made it easier than ever to get what we want with the click of a button, but this has also created an environment where waiting feels uncomfortable, even intolerable. Yet patience is not just about waiting, it is about enduring with purpose, allowing things to unfold in their own time. Patience is the quiet force that builds resilience and character, shaping us into individuals capable of facing life's challenges with grace and strength. At its core, patience is about developing the capacity to endure difficulty or delay without frustration or anger. It is the ability to wait for what is right not just what is immediate. In a world of constant hustle and noise, learning to slow down and appreciate the process is a powerful tool for personal growth. Patience teaches us that good things do not come overnight and that the most worthwhile achievements are often the ones that require time, effort, and perseverance. Patience builds resilience by teaching us to handle adversity with calm and composure. Life is full of unexpected setbacks, obstacles, and disappointments. When things don't go according to plan, it can be tempting to react impulsively or give up. But patience encourages us to stay grounded in the face of difficulty, to step back and assess the situation before reacting. It allows us to see challenges as opportunities for growth, not as insurmountable roadblocks. By practicing patience, we build the mental fortitude to push through adversity, bounce back from failure, and keep moving forward, no matter how hard the road may seem. Patience helps to shape our character. When we exercise patience, we learn to let go of control and trust the process. We learn that not everything can be rushed or forced into place. This mindset fosters humility and acceptance, helping us recognize that life operates on its own timeline, and sometimes we must allow things to unfold in their own time. Patience teaches us to stay committed to our goals without becoming discouraged by setbacks. It reminds us that success is rarely a straight line. It's often a winding path that requires persistence, dedication, and the understanding that progress takes time. In the pursuit of personal goals, patience often acts as a guide, steering us away from the trap of impatience that leads to burnout or frustration. When we are patient with ourselves, we allow room for mistakes and imperfections, knowing that growth is a gradual process. This approach fosters a healthy, sustainable mindset toward achieving our dreams rather than a frantic race toward an elusive finish line. It encourages us to appreciate the journey, not just the destination. Patience is also a key component of emotional intelligence. It allows us to regulate our reactions and emotions in moments of stress, helping us to make thoughtful, considered decisions instead of reacting impulsively. It nurtures a deeper sense of understanding toward ourselves and others, enabling us to approach difficult situations with empathy and perspective. When we practice patience, we create the mental space necessary to reflect before we act, ensuring that our responses are grounded in wisdom, not in haste. Patience is a practice, not a trait we are born with. It's something we can cultivate and develop over time. Every challenge, every moment of waiting is an opportunity to strengthen our capacity for patience. The more we allow ourselves to be patient with life, with others, and with ourselves, the more we realize that the true value of patience lies not in its immediate rewards, but in the resilience and character it builds within us. So when life asks you to wait, when you feel like things are not happening fast enough, remember that patience is not a sign of weakness. It's the quiet force that builds the strength you need to overcome anything. By embracing patience, you embrace the power to endure, to grow, and to become the person you are meant to be. And in doing so, you unlock a deeper, more enduring sense of peace and fulfillment. Patience, after all, is not just about waiting, it's about becoming. Life is often presented as a series of milestones: graduation, career, relationships, and success. Society has a way of mapping out these milestones and urging us to follow the prescribed path. But the truth is, no one else can walk your path for you. Your journey is uniquely yours, and it's important to recognize that no one else's timeline or expectations can define the course you must take. The more you focus on yourself, the clearer your purpose becomes. Each person's journey is shaped by their individual experiences, values, desires, and lessons. While we may share some similarities with others, our paths are never identical. It's easy to get caught up in comparing ourselves to those around us, especially in an age of constant social media updates and comparison. But when you compare your journey to someone else's, you lose sight of your own. The more you measure your success by others' standards, the further you drift from your own sense of fulfillment. To walk your own path, you must first know yourself. This requires deep self-awareness and a commitment to understanding your desires, strengths, and weaknesses. Only by focusing inward can you begin to uncover what truly matters to you. The world will often tell you who you should be, what you should have, and how you should live. But these external pressures can distort your true purpose. When you take the time to reflect on your own life, to look at what brings you peace, fulfillment, and joy, your path becomes clearer. Your journey isn't always going to be smooth or straightforward. There will be twists and turns, detours, and obstacles that test your resolve. It's easy to get frustrated when things don't go as planned or when life seems to be taking longer than expected to unfold. But remember, these challenges are not setbacks. They are part of the process. Every experience, whether good or bad, teaches you something valuable about yourself. They are the lessons that shape you and guide you toward your purpose. The beauty of walking your own path is that you are in control of how you respond to life circumstances. While you can't always control what happens to you, you can control how you react and what you learn from those experiences. The more you focus on yourself and your journey, the more you understand that each challenge you face is a stepping stone toward growth. By choosing to remain committed to your path, you build resilience, confidence, and self-trust. You develop the ability to navigate life's difficulties with grace and perseverance. When you focus on your own journey, you stop looking to others for validation or approval. You begin to understand that external recognition or praise is temporary and unreliable. True satisfaction comes from knowing that you are living authentically, that your actions align with your values, and that you are following a path that resonates with your deepest self. The more you trust your own instincts, the more your purpose becomes clear. You begin to see your unique potential and realize that your journey has its own significance, independent of what others may think. In this process of self-discovery, you may find that your purpose evolves over time. It may shift, expand, or change direction as you grow and experience more of life. And that's okay. Your journey is not about rigidly sticking to one path. It's about the courage to keep moving forward, learning from each step, and trusting that your path will unfold as it's meant to. Your journey will be uniquely yours, and it will continue to reveal itself as you stay true to your inner compass. At the end of the day, no one can walk your path for you. The choices, challenges, and triumphs that make up your life story are yours to experience. By focusing on yourself, embracing the lessons that come with every step, and trusting the process, you'll find that your purpose is not something you need to chase. It's something that naturally emerges as you walk your own path with intention and authenticity. So let go of the pressure to follow someone else's path or timeline. Your journey is yours to create. Embrace it, trust it, and walk it with pride. The more you focus on your own growth, the clearer your purpose will become. And in the end, the journey itself will be the reward. Focus is often seen as the ability to direct our thoughts toward a goal, but true focus goes far beyond just thinking. It is not enough to simply envision success or dream of what could be. Focus is about channeling your thoughts into purposeful, deliberate actions that align with your inner purpose. It is the execution of those thoughts and intentions that brings your vision to life. In other words, focus is not just about thinking, but about doing, and doing with intention. Thinking without action is like building a house on sand. It may look impressive at first, but without a solid foundation of action, it lacks stability and purpose. Our thoughts alone are not enough to create change. They must be translated into deliberate actions that move us closer to our goals. It's the actions we take that turn our aspirations into reality, shaping our future with every step we make. The key to this kind of focus is understanding that every action, no matter how small, plays a part in the bigger picture. Each decision, each step you take toward your goal has power. Focus means aligning your actions with your deeper purpose, those values, passions, and goals that give your life meaning. When you act with purpose, you're not simply going through the motions. You are making every step count toward creating something meaningful. Purposeful action requires clarity. You cannot act effectively if you are unsure of your purpose. When you are unclear about your goals or values, your actions will lack direction and might not yield the results you hope for. But when you know what drives you, when you understand what your inner purpose is, your actions become aligned with that purpose. And each step you take propels you closer to the life you envision. Focus becomes a powerful tool for directing your energy toward what truly matters, not just what happens to be in front of you. Action also requires consistency. It's easy to get excited about an idea and start strong, but the real power comes from sustained effort over time. Focused action is not about a burst of energy or a momentary push toward a goal. It's about consistently showing up and doing the work, even when the initial excitement fades. The small, deliberate actions that we take every day compound over time and bring us closer to our ultimate destination. It's the daily effort, the dedication to our purpose, that builds momentum and moves us forward, step by step. Taking action with focus requires overcoming distractions and challenges. In a world filled with constant noise and temptation, staying focused on what truly matters can be difficult. Distractions are everywhere and it's easy to be pulled off course. However, focus on purposeful action means being intentional about where you direct your time, energy, and effort. It's about learning to say no to the things that don't align with your purpose and embracing the discomfort of discipline in pursuit of your goals. Every moment spent in focused action is a moment spent moving closer to the person you are becoming. When you act with purpose, you are constantly shaping your future, creating the circumstances that allow you to fulfill your potential. True fulfillment comes not just from thinking about your dreams, but from the daily pursuit of them, taking consistent, purposeful steps toward turning those dreams into reality. Power in action lies in its ability to create momentum. Each step forward, no matter how small, builds the confidence and clarity needed to take the next step. The more you act with intention, the more you start to trust the process, and the more power you unlock within yourself. Action fuels growth, and growth fuels success. Your focus is only as strong as the actions it drives. Thoughts alone are not enough to create lasting change. It's the decisions you make and the actions you take that determine your path. So focus on purposeful action. Align your every step with your inner purpose and trust that each movement forward, however small, will bring you closer to the life you're meant to lead. Power lies in what you do, not just in what you think. And when you act with focus, the world opens up to endless possibilities. In conclusion, the journey to a fulfilling and purposeful life is rooted in the power of focus and intentional action. By taking the time to reflect on yourself, embrace the value of silence, cultivate patience, and align your actions with your inner purpose, you create the foundation for true growth and resilience. Each of these principles strengthens your ability to face challenges, embrace opportunities, and move forward with clarity and confidence. Remember, your journey is uniquely yours, and no one else can walk it for you. The power to shape your life lies within you, and with every focused step, you are moving closer to the person you're meant to become. Thank you for your time and attention. Keep focusing on your own growth, take purposeful actions, and trust in the process. The power to create change is within your hands. Stay committed, stay focused, and keep moving forward. Thank you.